Okay, hello everybody. This is Creative and I am Brian. I've got another one for you. This is on pictures. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to take a picture out of a game. The game is called Second Life. And I am going to go ahead and make it look realistic. Realism is something that is important, or at least to me. I like things to look more real, less cartoony. It still won't be perfect, but you know what? It'll be a whole lot better than what you normally see in any kind of video game, except for the very, very new stuff. SL is a very old game, and the graphics are okay, and they're better than a lot, but and that's mainly because of the community. The community in there is pretty good. It's creators and designers and people who make stuff happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make a picture. This is another Photoshop tutorial. This one is how to do it, how I do it, to make a picture look really, really, really detailed. It is going to require Photoshop because you're going to need Photoshop actions and, well, actions and some noise and filters and things like that are in Photoshop. I don't know how to do this in GIMP. I've done it once before and I got it pretty close, but if you follow along and you look at everything that's being done, you can probably find a duplicate of that or close to in GIMP. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start this one, and then after that one I may make one on just a regular picture and showing how I can use some of the new tools I have called Photo Studio to make or Portrait Studio to make a picture just stand out and flash at you. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Let's get creative and pop on over to Photoshop. Okay, so now we're in Photoshop and I've already opened up the pictures. One of the things you want to do when you do these kind of things is you want to have the ability to have different shots at different angles. Find the one that you like best. You never can take the perfect picture right off the bat. These are all done in high res in the game with the highest resolution that's available to me. So I'm going to look at each one, and this is my character in there. This is my Collis. So here is my character. He's looking pretty snazzy there, with his beard and his little handlebar mustache. Yeah, he's got some look like, hey, what's up? Yeah. So you know, that's pretty cool. I like that one. This one's kind of a contemplative look. We got this one which is sort of like, I'm over here, and we got this one like, what's going on over there? So I think, you know what, I like this one the best. So I'm going to go with that, hey, look, and I'm just going to close these all out because I don't need those. I'm going to use this one. Now, for starters, when I do these, we're going to work only in this and all through this, okay? I do have some actions that some people may not have. I don't really see them in here. I'll probably have to load them. Let's see, you can go to File and Import. How do I do that? I don't remember. Let's see. File. How do I do that? I have to remember. How confusing. Oh, yeah, okay. Alright, so we go over here. Come on, open up, and we can load somewhere in here. Let's see, let's close the default actions. I want to new set, cancel. Load actions, there we go, load actions. I'm going to go to actions. Okay, they should be here somewhere. What are we looking at here? We're looking at, oh, we're way over here and roaming and all sorts of other stuff. I need to go down to here. In my program files, I dumped them into the folder. That way I can find them again later. Photoshop, resets, actions. Okay, well, heaven forbid I actually remember what they are. Let's see, I know it's this one. So let's start at the top here. Load that one. All right, let's grab another one. Essentials. You can find these by name online. Essentials for Photoshop Elements. Okay, load actions. Fluffs, HDR tools. These are mostly free. Well, they're all free. None of these are paid ones. There we go. I think that's all of them right there. Okay, let's just take a quick peek. Yeah. Yep. Yep, that's the one I use the most. Yeah, this is the one I use most for doing things. We got the sepia here, which is pretty nice. The dramatic sepia. And the shutter pulp has some good ones too. I'll be flipping really between this one and this one. So those are important to have right off the bat. So let's go ahead and let's get started with this. So when we come to this picture here, we have the first thing right off the bat is that we need to have our character narrowed out. And oftentimes, I'm just going to pop over to layers, make sure layers, duplicate the layer from background, or layer from background, and then I'm going to duplicate the layer. Oh, that's right, it's throwing everything up above me. And then duplicate the layer. I wish it would stop that. Okay, so we're going to go over to select, and here I'm going to see if it will go ahead and it'll select the subject for me. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. This time it looked like it did pretty good. We've got some error right in here. Just correct that with holding the Alt key down. We can change the scale of this down to like much smaller. Let's zoom in a little. See if we can't come in here and fix some of this. Yep, we want to get that. We want to get it exact as possible. Not have as much of this extra as we can. That's what I try to do to start off with. Like that's some rock. I want it to come right up on that jacket there. Okay. Let's move on over here. That's a mess up. Yeah, it's nice. Alright, we're going to want to just try to come in on close to that head. We don't want to add too much extra. Ugh. Alright, so let's reduce this a little bit more. We're sitting at 10 pixels. Let's go down to like 3. Right, we want to just kind of click in here. We're using the that brush. Quick selection tool. Yeah. There might be an easy way of doing this, but I honestly don't know it. So there we go. We pretty much got him there. We want to just try to get it, like I said, close. We don't want as much of this sky in the background as we can take out. We want to take out. We want to kind of include. Oh, Control Z because I just unselected everything. I want to shift. I want to add that in there. Okay, that looks pretty good to go with right there. So what I'm going to do is for right now, I'm just going to go with Layer, New Layer, via Copy, which you can also do via Control J. I don't usually use those shortcuts when I'm doing tutorials. That way you can find the things that you need to find. Alright, so we have this one. We don't need to show that anymore. We've got our guy right here. There he is. Yeah. Very suave looking dude there. Now I need to select the skin of this guy. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to increase the size of this one here a little bit. Make sure I'm on this layer here. I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to try to select anything that's skin. I want to select there and there and there. And I don't want to select his hair. So I'm going to try to get rid of the hair. But then I'm going to have to come in close again. You always have to do this. Come in close, redefine, come in close, redefine. That's important. Because I do want to get right up to that hairline right there. But I would like to get to right up in that there, but I do not want that right there. Try to get it exact. I do not want his beard. We do not need the beard going on. I would like to get there. Oh, I don't want the beard. Like I said, no beard. Okay, I also do not want the glasses. I'll go ahead and I'll include the eyebrows, even though I shouldn't. Alright. And just sort of watch it just do its thing there. Okay. Get right around there. We'll just kind of cut it right there. Alright, so here we go. This is his skin. This is all the skin that's really showing on him. He doesn't have a whole lot. Oh, we have this right here. We need to get rid of that. We do not want to select his shirt in any way. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that layer again. New layer via copy. And then we can go ahead and fix this right here. So we're just going to pop down to this layer. And I'm just going to grab the... just going to zoom in pretty quick, pretty close. Come down here. And I am going to choose my clone brush right here. Clone stamp. Oh, I did panda stamp. I want to clone stamp. And I want to just hold down Alt, click over here, and then just kind of, I want to change this to the brush to the hardness of all the way. Yep, like that. I want to change the size of this down quite a bit. You right click, that pops up right there. Just kind of bring it down. There we go. So we fixed that part there. I'm sure it's on the other side too, but you can't see it. Alright, so we can go back to this one. We can zoom back out. Alright, so now we have some skin right here. We got some skin in this game. Right. So what we want to do is I want to take this and I am going to duplicate this layer again. I duplicate a lot of times, so just get ready for lots of duplication. And this is more destructive. You know, there's non-destructive and destructive. This is destructive. I do things destructively, but I create a new layer, so it doesn't really matter. So, layer, I'm going to image and adjustments and desaturate this one. Boom, so now I'm black and white. See that? Whoa, my dude just became black and white. He is not cool anymore. Alright, now I'm going to go filter, and I'm going to add a noise to him. I'm going to add a noise. I want to make sure that my noise is not Gaussian, because Gaussian, look at all that color in there. I want to make this one like this. I want the Gaussian amount to be kind of low. It needs to be somewhere right around there. What we're doing is we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some skin tone. Right? So I'm going to say OK. I'm going to duplicate this layer again. Alright, and then I'm going to make that go away, make this show up, and I'm going to do the same thing. Image, adjustments, desaturate. So we have a black and white. Now this one's laying on top of it, as you see right there. Because we're going to come in and we're going to go with filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. Now, skin is kind of multi. It's not all perfect. So let's see. We want to set this. In my experience, 1.3 is usually the best setting for it. So I'm going to do a 1.3 on there. Yep. And now I am going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave that just like that. Turn that one off. I'm going to duplicate this layer here. I'm going to bring it over the top of this one. Turn it on, and you see everything just disappeared, but only for a second until I choose a like a soft light here. It's still a little dark. And that's because I need to go ahead and make this one. I'm going to choose this one to be an overlay. Now let's see what we're looking for. Whoops. Oof. Just change that back to normal, thank you. Messed up. Okay, so here we go. We're looking at it like this, and we got some. Usually I'll do the whole body, not just this one part. So let's go ahead and let's take this one out. Yep. Bye bye. We're sitting here like this. I'm going to go ahead and desaturate this. Duplicate the layer. Always duplicate. Alright. And then we're going to go image, adjustments, desaturate. Now he's all like that now. And then we'll take this one, we'll duplicate it. Yes, and we're going to bring it up top here, and we're going to put that as a I'm thinking a soft light right there. But it can be anything. You can come up here and you can say, okay, well let's just down arrow through them all and see which one looks best. You know, that's kind of nice with the lighting, but no, this one This one here is pretty good with the screen. You know, we can go with a screen. That one looks really good with the linear dodge. You know, this one has a lot of detail in the skin, and that's what I want to go with. I want to go with something that has a lot of detail in the skin. So now I want to go ahead and I'm going to take and I'm going to add an adjustment layer, and that is going to be a photo filter. Boom. And density, I'm going to come around here. Let's see. Yep, okay, we're on that one. Alright, I want to choose the right one though. We can see it changing here. We want to bring back a little bit of his fleshy tone. That's a little red. You're thinking, well, that's okay, right? No, that's not really. We can alter that. Well, we'll go with this one right here with the yellow. And we're going to go back to layer, and I'm going to do it again. Because sometimes, you know, people have lots of color. And I want to bring out more color than what we would normally see. Right about there with a red, maybe. Well, you know, it's a looking game. You have to match what looks the best. An orange looks pretty good. The red is pretty good. But I think that one, well, the violet looks pretty darn good too. Sepia looks a little washed out. I think that deep red may be too red. Red maybe just right. We'll go with red. Alright. So now we have these two layers sitting here above this one. That moves us a lot of color back. I'm going to go ahead and do Alt and hold down Alt and layer and merge visible. And then I can turn all of these off. And I can just have the bottom layer on so we can see he's standing against the background like that. This is what he was. This is what he this is what he is now. So he's still a little dark, but just for right now, because we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some curves here. I generally like to do it in the bigger one, but we'll do it with an adjustment layer. We want to kind of move so he sort of lightens up a little. You see? Lighten up a little there, and we want to bring this side down so he kind of... Alright, for one, we did this wrong because it's doing it to the whole. I want to delete this layer because we don't want to see this background in there. I just want it to be him and only him. So let's do control and click on him. Right. Now let's do our curves. We just want to change him. As you see, it's got everything right over to that side. So it may have been better to do a levels first, but we're just going to keep on going with it right here. And bring this down a little. Try to add a little bit of detail back in him while keeping him lightened out. So now he's taking on a much more realistic look to him. He's got some blotchiness to his skin. He doesn't look like he's all a robot. We could take that further if we wanted to and add actual blotchiness with a cloud effect and then have it subtract from the other, but I'm not going to do that. This I think looks pretty good as it is. Now we're going to go ahead and add that curves effect. So once more I'm going to click here with control and I'm going to go with here and the levels. Levels. You see all of our levels seem to be sitting back here. We want to kind of come in here, give it a little bit of light. We're just going to bring this down a little, and we're just going to come in and tone it down just a touch here. We want our blacks, but we don't want so much white. So this is your range of color. Alright, so we're going to just come in there and say, yeah, about right there. That looks pretty good, I think. That looks pretty darn good. So now we have an AV that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and let's do Alt, Layer, Merge Visible, and make these go away. So, just to give an example, this is what we started with, and this is what we have now. Start and now. Start and now. And this looks very realistic skin tones. It's got a lot better look to it. We do have to come into those lips a little because those lips look a little, well, not good. So, let's go ahead and let's zoom into his face there and say, well, let's select some lips. Lips. Let's select some lips. That's way too high. I want to reduce that down, way down. We're going to go ahead and shrink it. And 11's too high. We want to go with like a 5. Right. Just try to get that lip there. We got a lip up here. Just select his mouth and we'll unselect his parts we don't want. Like right there, right there. Do want to get that right there. Don't want that right there. We definitely do not want the teeth. Yeah, we do want that, but we don't want the beard. Want that. That. Don't want that beard. Just kind of come in here. We don't want these teeth there. Alright, so we've kind of got the lips here. We're going to go with there with a new layer via copy, and then now we have this new layer which is just the lips. We're going to come into these lips and we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a we can control click on them if we wanted to, but I'm not. I'm going to actually do it this way. Adjustments, we're going to do a let's do some curves here. This is on the lips. You see, we can bring them in and we can get those lips to just look a little more depth to him, maybe. I don't want him to look like he's wearing lipstick now, but I would like him to have a little bit more depth. Now we have that. I want this to be a we can go with a soft light on there, and then we're going to change the fill down pretty low. Right, I'm going to change that fill. I'll come in with a filter and a blur and a Gaussian blur, because I just wanted to come in and just make a change here. I wanted to bring out the detail of the lips, but not mess with them. Control E, because I want to bring it down. So there we go. Got some lips back. All right, now those lips look a lot better. So we're doing pretty good here. The hair, there's not a whole lot you can do with the character's hair, but we're going to go ahead and we can just we can select some of it. Let's go ahead and find our. Oh, we're on our selection tool, so let's just select the hair. You notice it selects like all the hair. It's we don't want to select any of the eyebrows or anything. We do want to select the hair. We're going to do a layer via copy. Now, there's ways you can do hair and it can look okay, and then there's ways that it's just not going to look very good. We're going to duplicate this layer because it's 2, because this may not come out. Sometimes it does, sometimes it really doesn't. So let's go ahead and let's see about making this look a little bit better. Where brush, smudge tool, and we're going to want to change this to, what in the world? They changed my brushes on me. There we go. They moved over here. Let's see. We got this brush. It's a little small. That's a little large. That's not what I want. That's probably good right there. It's just way too large. We're going to shrink this way down. We're not 9, but we want to zoom in for sure. Alright, come on up here. That looks about right. We're just going to kind of drag it. Because what makes it look fake is the lines on it. You want to keep with what you've already got. You don't want to change that. You just want to kind of work with what you got. So we're just going to make long, smooth strokes right along what we've already got. Try to just level those out a little. Just to level them out. That's all we can really do. Make things look a little less. We can also bring it down a little in here. Just pull them over. Yep. Bring it down. Pull it over. You see we've got this long streaks of hair here. Oh, don't let your mouse catch on something like mine just did. Okay. And just pull it over. Pull it over with the hair. Try not to let your mouse shake like mine does. My hand shakes like crazy. But what we're essentially doing is we're just smoothing out this hair, making it look a little smoother, a little more artistic. It's not going to look realistic like actual real hair, really, but it's going to look a lot better than cartoony. Might still be a little cartoony, but not too cartoony. Alright, let's just keep on going here. Yep. There we go. Just like that. Yeah. Alright. So, that looks pretty good. Now, I do like how some of this comes out okay. Alright, so there we have that. What we can do at this point is we can go to our highlights and dodge. So we have dodge up right now. We want to put burn on. We could come in with that, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose the brush we were just using, this one, and I'm going to just increase the scale just a little bit. I'm just going to come in here and just try to oh, see, it switched back. Darn it all. Alright, let's see. Yeah, but not that big. Okay, there we go. I want to darken up those dark areas in there. Yeah, I do. Darken the dark areas. Kind of bring out the little areas right in here. Yeah, sort of like this. Just go over it a few times, and then we're going to go ahead and grab the dodge tool. I'm not doing a brush like that, I'm just doing a quick one like this. Now, there we go. There's how his hair comes out. Now let's compare that. We can go ahead and we can make this one disappear. Let's go ahead and do an alt. Well, sorry. Let's take this off first. Let's do a layer. Layer, merge visible, holding down the alt key. Right. Let's make those disappear. Let's bring back this one right here. And hit that. Boom. There we go. To something like that. Much more stylized, much more nice looking. That looks fantastic. Now, one thing I like to do is I'm going to pop over to Pixabay. Yeah, and I want to find me a background that makes more sense. What background is that, you might ask? I don't know really. Something nice. I want something nice, something unique, something different. Well, this is kind of cool. Just a background that I find on here. I'm going to copy this image because this is a pretty nice image, and I'm going to go edit and paste. This one is by Daniel Nebreda, and he's a pretty good. That's a beautiful picture. As you can see, that's a beautiful picture. I'm going to transform it, scale. I want it to come and be pretty big. I want it to fit in there. Yep, like that. And this one I want to come underneath my guy. So my guy's right here. We have this here. Alright, now the lighting of course is all not quite what we want. This is so different from this. So what we need to do is, since we didn't take the picture with any proper lighting, I just grabbed the snapshots out of the game. What we need to do is come in and make this lighting all match up. So what I like to do here is I'm going to grab and duplicate both of these layers, because you can always go back and do something, but if you break something because we're doing it destructively, then you're done. So let's go ahead and let's zoom into this one right here real quick, because we notice that there's some white spot that's really bright right here, and that's not cool. So let's just grab it real quick. I'm just going to delete it. Now let's select expand, modify, expand. And we're going to go about 2 pixels out. Alright, and we're going to hit delete. There we go. We want to do the same for right there. Select, modify, expand. That should keep the 2. We say OK. Hit delete. There we go. Okay. Well, there we go. Anyway, There we go. Now, so our guy's sitting here. What we need to do is we need to create some lighting effects that match the scene. So we're going to go ahead and put in a, let's put in a photo filter here. You see that's going to start changing this background. And that, just look at the browns. That's already matching kinda. That's a much better match right there with the blue filter. Cool it down a little. Alright, so we've now cooled it down a little. Now we've just got to worry about our lighting. Our lighting looks like it's generally in the right way. Look at these shadows here and the shadows here. They're generally coming from the same direction, which is always a good sign. So what we're going to do at this point is I am going to do an Alt layer, merge visible, and I want that background this time in the main picture with our guy. Okay. I'm going to want to, well, you know what, before, yeah, no, let's keep that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with a filter, and I'm going to do a, no, where is it? Lighting effects under render. It's going to open up this beautiful picture here for me. Eventually. Dum, 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 dum. Bum, 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 dum. So there we are. We want to rotate it because we know where the sun is coming from. And we want to scale it out, and we want to scale it long too. And out. We want to make it so it's pretty big, but we also want to make it so it's pretty wide. So I need to make this come out longer, like this. We're going to move that. We're moving the something like this. I want it to just kind of come out, but I'm not too happy with that hotspot size. So we're gonna kind of shrink that because I want it to be focused mainly on the character. The intensity we can kind of increase or decrease a little. I just want it to be about right about there. The gloss will add some shine. I don't want any gloss in it. I want to take all the gloss out of it. I want to ungloss it. I want to make it so unglossy that it's unglossable. Let's change the ambience because I want to try to make the picture come out over in here. I don't want it so dark, just a little dark. Okay, and that's what I want to do right there. So I'm going to say okay. That looks pretty good right there. We've got our main person. We've got the lighting coming in like it's coming into his direction. I'd say that's a really good one. Now I'm going to duplicate this layer, because now I make and I do some extra stuff on this. Now I'm going to do some see, this is where we can just come in and we can say, hey, I'd like to run okay, well, I want to turn all these on. So turn on, buddy. All right. Let's see, what does it look like in this? Whoosh. Oh yeah, look at that. That last one just made everything look a little wonky. Oh, we're up here. I do not really care how I have to click every little OK button. That's really annoying. Wait, that's just toggling the state of okay. Wow, that's pretty freaking annoying. Okay, so that's what it would look like. Now, what I do generally at this point is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do an Alt, Layer, Merge Visible, yep, and then I'm going to move that down to here. And I'm going to take all of these and I'm just going to delete them. Bye-bye. Whoosh. So this leaves me with this. So this is what we started with, or we could have something like this. This seems very, very red. It seems very red to me. Now I could come in and say, okay, well, let's give it its best chance of being awesome. And let's come in and change our color balance, and let's try to take out some of that red. Add in a little of this and a little of that. All right, that's a little bit better. Let's go to our photo filter here and I understand it's supposed to be sepia, but wow. We could go with a cooling filter like that. That gives it its best chance of actually appealing to me. So we're going to get rid of it. I mean, we can see what we've got different here. I'm going to delete these two layers. So I've got this compared to this. And you might like it super red. I'm not a big fan of the super red, so I'm going to delete the super red. Alright, so we got that one. That one's okay. The best? Nah. So let's see here. A lot of the things I like to do is add a something along like a peachy film or a retro or daydream or cinema. So I'd like to look at them and see, like, that's pretty cool, but you know, no. Oh. So I can, what's nice is to put this in a thing, so I can just delete the group and I can go boom right back to where I was. Cinema, it's another one of my favorites. That one looks pretty nice. I actually do quite like that one, but I'm going to say no for right now. Let's see. This is a peachy film. That's kind of like what I would imagine as a sepia. That's kind of, I like that. I do like that, so I'm going to stick with the peachy film. That one caught me the best. Let's see if we can add a warm sunlight on top of that. No, I don't like that. We're going to delete that out. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's see a sunlight. Nope, I don't like that either. Yeah, I don't like that one either. So let's just go ahead and we can add a grain if we wanted to. Sometimes a grain will actually add a lot to it. Yeah, see, now that made it look more like a picture. And then I like a medium to strong vignette here. That added a little bit of shading right around the edges there, which is nice, but I don't need it yet. So I'm going to delete it. I don't need that yet. I do want the grain to stay though. So here we have a picture. So Alt layer where it's visible. Now it's a question really of which one do I like better, that one or that one? Well, obvious answer is this one. This one looks more like a photograph. It looks like an actual person. This one looks not. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one because I don't like it. So now, where did we start and where did we finish? So we started with this, very gamey. We came out with that. Started with this, came out with that. Started with this, came out with that. Now, theoretically, at this point, I could probably duplicate this layer and toss in my new filters. We could go with a pro body. You could probably find me in there. Let's find out. It says Portrait Pro Body plugin is now running. I don't see it running. But it will come in a minute. It takes a little bit to get going. Oh, there it is. It's down here now. Hey, come back. So, here we are. We have to click on his nose, which is right there. It's a male. We're going to have to do a little bit of editing because it's a little off to the side. Modify the markup. We're going to want to take his head, his chest, his arms. No, they'd be down here somewhere. Thank you. He's putting his legs in all the wrong places. Okay. Let's go back to identify. Let's kind of move this like this and like that. He's a male, that's for sure. Just the skeleton. Just the skeleton, chest. Alright, adjust the curves. Okay, it's kind of gotta go like this. Yeah, that looks good otherwise. That's pretty, that's nail on. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Should probably be somewhere right on there. I don't know. Let's go back one and see here. This one should be like right around there somewhere. We have to guess. But here we want to go ahead and we want to make sure we get this right. Yeah. That one's right over there. Yep. Like that. Okay. Yep. We had to adjust the curves. And we're going to go ahead and accept it. Great. Now we've got this. We can do all kinds of fun things. We can make me, you know, less slim, more slim. We can do all kinds of fun little things here. Let's we can get some lift, droop. You just double click it and it goes back to normal. Muscular, not muscular. You know, I like the character the way he is, so I'm not really worried about any of the shape sliders at this point. I don't need those. Shape tools, I don't need any of that. Skin, the skin, you know, this is not skin over here. This is skin here. But this is not skin. Let's see. Add skin. Remove skin. This is not skin. That's not skin. That's not skin over there either. Alright. That's the skin, and we can do some stuff with the skin, but not a whole lot. The face is right here. We can change the shape of my face if I really wanted to. Let me look a little youthful, more useful. Something like this, maybe. Like the jaw, a little curvy forehead. Widen the eyes. I don't even need to widen the eyes underneath sunglasses. You gotta smile. Smooth the skin just a touch. You're thinking, why would you smooth it? You just messed it up. Well, that's because. Bring out a little of the contrast in the face. Oh, up there. And there we go. There we just did a little bit of editing. Now you may not be able to see the difference yet. Let's go ahead and show you then. See it now? Just a little bit there, but it's a little. It counts a little. It counts for something. Let's go ahead and duplicate this layer again, and let's go ahead and pop up into here. See, we have some options in here with these filters. We could go with the Entropics No Smart Studio, and we could probably come in here and you know, try to improve this a little bit, but I don't think it's going to make much difference, considering I think that picture is pretty much done as it is. But we could come in and see what we got here. Most of these are not going to really make anything stand out as looking much more realistic than what we've already got. So mean, they can make things look less realistic. So, looking at these different filters, there's lots of fun stuff in here. Lots and lots of fun stuff. See, I kind of like this one, but I don't want to give up my color because we just got all that nice coloring. Yeah, I'm not being pulled by any of these. None of these are going, hey, that would be awesome. Yeah. They do make a big difference on actual people's faces. This is out of a game, so we're trying to make it look like an actual people's face. I think we've taken it to the limits of what we can do. Whoa, hold on a second. Back it up, back it up, back it up. What was this? Let's see this one. Okay, I want to see it. There we go. Oh, now that's a different story right there. That looks pretty darn good. I like that. So, I think you weren't going to find anything, and bam, you find something you like. Isn't that how it works? And that'll take forever. Let's just move it out of the way. Come on, give me my stuff. Oh my. Of course it does this every single time. So this is a really nice, but I thought that other one was pretty darn nice too. So we have to wait for it to do its thing so we can download our stuff, bring it in. La 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 la. Wow, that's really not going very quick. Boom, there we go. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. So what we want to do now is, I do like that, so let's take a look and see what we've changed here. One thing I do notice about this filter and these types of filters sometimes is that they sort of warp our image, so we need to transform it. I think that's Control T, and we need to kind of bring it yeah, let's go back to our history. We need to shift, do this, kind of bring it back to the middle here, right there. It kind of stretches it out. You see how much we lost by it stretching it? So we want to go about right there. That looks about right. So let's look at what our beginning was. So this one became this one, and I'd say that's a pretty good adjustment there. And if we just compare between the two, went from this to that, that's a huge difference in the quality of our image. Now we want to get this to come in, so let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this and I'm going to control click on this, and I'm going to go image crop. So that's the area we want to work with right there. And image size, you want to know what's the size we're dealing with here. Currently we're dealing in inches. We want to go to pixels. This is 1326 by 1200. 1326 by 1200. That's kind of an odd setup there. So let's say we want our height to go no higher than 1024. One of the nice things is it'll just go ahead and it'll move it for us. Pow. I know that the area that we can work with is 1024 by 768. So I could, just go back to this one here. Let's go back. Let's go back before we crop it. Let's go back before we did that effect. We'll just I love that effect. I'm just going to hide it though. I'm going to select and deselect here. we need to go with our image and we need to adjust the size. We need to go ahead and we need to make this 768. Okay, so we're going to go at this point, make our image the 768, and now we'll go ahead and we'll add that that filter. We'll go ahead and add that filter. Yeah. Open Sesame. I'm gonna find that filter. I had it under realistic. Let's see. I had some pretty ones. That one had a nice little border. It was around here somewhere. Oh, that's nice too. Wow. That's beautiful. So I'm going to look at that one. That's not what we were looking for. There it is. This is the one we want. Yep. File, save, and close. Right. So it kind of stretched us out again, though. But it doesn't look too bad. Looking at it. Granted, it looks a little bit better thinner, but you know what? That doesn't look bad at all either. We'll go ahead and keep that. So what we've got is this to this. And I'd say that's a definite improvement. And generally at this point I'll go ahead and say, okay, let's toss some text in here. Usually the name. Right. And I want to choose a font that's nice. Not impact font. That font. No. Let's see if we have a nice font. I apparently don't have many fonts. Like I said, did just reset. So, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to add a font. I'll just leave it without a font then if I can't find one I like. And we'll go ahead and we'll save this. And we'll save this one as, well, we can save it as the actual one here. Catalyst pick. Alright. And let's go ahead and save that. File, save as. And I want to save this as a PNG file. Right. Save. And that is how I make a great picture out of a video game, and it looks much more realistic than that. That's out of the video game. This is the end result. Day and night. Day and night. One looks real, one just doesn't. So there we go, and that's how it's done. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I did. Let me go ahead and I'll switch back over to me over here. Ooh, back over to me. So I hope you enjoyed that video. That was a fun video to make. It was exciting and new and different, and one I have I play with Photoshop a lot. It took me many years to be able to do the things that I can do in it. But if I can show some of it to you and you can follow through those steps, then you might be able to make those kind of pictures or do the kind of things you want to do and let your creativity flow in the way you want it to flow even better or faster, or learn how to do something you didn't know before. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time on Creative. Well, that summed that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why don't you consider hitting the subscribe button? It would help out a lot. It tells me that you like the videos that I'm doing right now. We also have 2 more videos here for you to watch. We have lots more coming, lots and lots. There are so many things floating around in my head that we have an adventure bonanza coming up for you. So if you did like it, make sure you click one of those videos. Make sure you click like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Until then, stay creative.